Hi everyone, Evie here. Welcome to episode 0 of my Inzoi Not So Berry series. If you know what Inzoi is and if you know what Not So Berry is, this is going to be episode 0 where we are going to build our first generation for this series to start our legacy challenge. If you don't know what it is, because I mainly do Nikkiverse content, but I actually do play other games as well, so I don't have to game along when I'm playing other games as well. So Inzoi is kind of a life simulation game similar to The Sims. I have not yet watched all the trailers and I haven't looked up any guides at all because I kind of like to experience things by myself and figure things out along the way. So my explanation is going to be only based on my about 4 hours of gameplay so far. It's a life simulation game where you get to control the people you make in your household. And by household, I mean like certain people you make, they can be all age groups, they can have different personalities, they can have different relationships. And you place them in your city, you place them on a lot or in a building where they're gonna live as their home. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna control what they do from a day-to-day basis, what they practice, what skill they develop, what friends they meet, who they date, if they decide to have kids, and like all that sort of thing. And you kind of just like play through all those people's lifetimes. So that's kind of like a life simulation game, very simple explanation. But if you know about The Sims, you probably know what this is. And Inzoi is just a really realistic looking version of that. And also there's also a lot of differences, but we're gonna have to find out what the differences are ourselves. The first one I know about is you can actually have cars, so that's different from The Sims 4, but that's all I know for now. And what you're watching is me building our first generation of our legacy Not So Berry challenge. So a legacy challenge is kind of like a 10 generation or multiple generation challenge where you are going to have your main character, and the main character is going to have a specific trait, or depends on the theme of the challenge. But in general, legacy challenge is you're going to have one person that you start with, you're going to explore the world with her, you're going to earn money, buy houses, do a bunch of those type of things with the first one. And then she's going to find someone, or he, depends on who you're playing with, she's or he is going to find someone to fall in love with and have a kid, and the kid is going to be the next generation, is the person you're going to keep. And then you're going to do this for 10 generations, and you're basically going to be, well, achieve something, because I've never personally completed a legacy challenge before. And that's also partly why I wanted to make a video series on this, because I actually want to push myself to actually complete a legacy challenge, because I always thought that they were really cool and I want to complete one. But if I'm playing by myself, it's kind of tough, and I don't have anyone to talk about like all my thoughts with. So that's why I created this series. It's not going to be a daily series. All the Nikkiverse content are going to stay for Shiny Nikki, Infinity Nikki. They're all going to be normal, and this challenge is just kind of something I do in my free time, so it's a little bit more relaxed. And I would say expect maybe like 2 to 3 episodes, or even 4 sometimes, maybe per week, and depends on like how you guys want to see them. They could be like longer episodes or they can be shorter, so that's something we can like kind of work on. But it's still going to be more of a cozy and slower type of like more relaxed gameplay. And then so I explained the legacy challenge, I explained the game. So the challenge we're doing is called Not So Berry. If you look it up, you can see it. It's actually a Sims challenge. So for those labeled legacy challenges, you are going to have certain rules for different generations. So for this one in particular, they are associated with colors. So that also gives me a little bit of like inspiration and fun when I'm creating these generations. I can match them to their colors, which I really like. And that's how I started playing Not So Berry in The Sims at the first place, like years ago. So that's something that's gonna be fun. And now I'm gonna read you like, oh, also before I read you what the generations are, I just want to let you know that I am just taking the idea of the Not So Berry challenge into Inzoi, because I have not yet explored enough myself to create the rules or tweak the rules. So we're going along the lines with the Sims rules, and then we are just going to find like matching personalities or somewhat matching traits or profession for our for our legacy challenge so that we could do it in Inzoi. We might not be able to match that 100%, but we're gonna find out in our journey together along the way, because I kind of want it to be a fresh experience. I don't want to find all the guides that exist in the world and tweak the rules. I kind of just want it to be something I can experience on my own as well, because I think that would be fun. So then I can get exposed to like different things for the first time and get like surprised about certain features and struggle while we figure things out. So I think that's like what's fun for me too, discovering something new. Okay, so now let's talk about what the original Not So Very challenge is for different generations. I'm just going to read you the generation rules, and then whenever we reach a certain new generation, I'm also going to tell you again what those are, so you'll have a better idea. And also in terms of face cam, I've already recorded the first episode of this challenge, and for me, typically when I play Infinity Nikki, my face cam is on the right side of the screen, and that's where I'm not blocking anything for Nikkiverse games. But then I am noticing that it's blocking everything in Inzoi, so I'm gonna put it on the left side from episode 2, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm going to find the best location so we're not blocking anything, but then you can still see my reactions. But yeah, let's get started. So I'm just gonna read it now. Generation 1 is Mint, and that is the one that we're building right now. You're a mischievous scientist that really loves the color mint. So I'm featuring mint in all her clothing. Maybe sometimes it doesn't make sense to wear mint, especially for like cold weather outfits, but she loves mint. So even if we're channeling that through nails, we're doing it. We're staying true to the colors. You're career driven, but still make time for silly pranks and outings with your closest friends. You love luxury and want the best for yourself and your family. Her traits. So in The Sims, you get to select some traits for her, like typically 3. But in this case, I think there's not like a lot to pick from. So, or there's a lot to pick from, but there's not like more that you can add to it. So we're just gonna pick the one that sounds more similar to her. So her traits in The Sims is vegetarian, jealous, materialistic. And her aspiration is chief of mischief. So the aspiration in The Sims is kind of like her lifelong goal in a way. So you can also change that if she's completed it. So that's going to be like something we aspire to do, but not necessarily be able to set it as a goal in Inzoi. I don't know yet, maybe. Career is a scientist, and so far I played the first episode, so I played like 2 hours or something, and I went through the professions. I think we're gonna make her a professor because or maybe a programmer, but those are the two that are like a little bit more STEM related. I know there are other professors, but I don't know, we'll figure it out once we get to it. But then I'll also always try to keep the rules in mind. I'm not gonna tweak a lot of it, but we're just gonna make it work in Inzoi. And then the rules are master scientist career and complete chief of mischief aspiration, master mischief and logic skills, complete elements collection. I don't think we'll be able to complete the elements collection in Inzoi because I don't know if that exists, but we're gonna do like similar to logic skills. Okay, generation 2 is Rose. You had everything you desired as a child, but you were always longing for more. As an adult, you have a hard time committing to relationships as you're so focused on your career. If we had a workaholic trait in The Sims 4, you would have it. You have absolutely no maternal instincts whatsoever, but you still love your child with all your heart. Her trait is hot-headed, snob, romantic, and aspiration is serial romantic, and career is politician. Rules: have only one child, master the politician career and complete serial romantic aspiration, master charisma skill, leave someone at the altar, and interaction available during a wedding. I don't know if that's possible, but if it's not, what we can do is probably say yes to a propose and then like run off like during the wedding or like before the wedding and break up before the wedding or something like that. I don't know, but we'll have to find out. Get married for the first time as an elder. So yeah, pretty exciting for Generation 2. I remember when I played on The Sims for Generation 2, I had a lot of fun. That might be like one of my favorite generations because it's so chaotic and it's so different from who I am. Like I love working on something and making things and like working, but I'm not like, I'm more like a person who have everything planned, and I'm like more not as brave as like her. So she's gonna end up making like bold decisions and things that she's gonna regret. Me as an overthinker, on the other hand, I play everything safe. So I really like that generation while I was playing. Generation 3, yellow. Growing up, you never had a close relationship with your mother and spent the majority of your time alone in your room, obsessing over space. You just really love space. You'll do whatever it takes to get to Saxum no matter the cost. So if you've never played The Sims, Saxum, I think it's like a space planet in The Sims, but it's not like that big of a map. It's just like an area. So the traits are clumsy, ambitious, loner. Aspiration is nerd brain, and career is astronaut. So that's something we're gonna have to figure out what to do. Once we get to like generation, like maybe halfway through generation 1, I think I'll have a better idea of what the game has to offer, and then we're gonna be able to tweak the rules a little bit more as we go. But I just really want to stay true to like a lot of the life stories and personality traits and the colors, of course. Rules are master rocket science and handiness skill, master astronaut career, and complete the nerd brain aspiration. Must complete 10 wood sculptures via the woodworking table as 16. Must build a rocket ship and visit Saxum. Enter the secret law in Oasis Springs, requiring max handiness. Never have any close friends or relationships other than grandparents from generation 1 until the grandparent dies. So yeah, that is gonna be tough to put into Inzoi's world, but we're gonna have to figure out what we can do. Generation 4, because I didn't want to do just like a regular legacy challenge. I wanted to do something fun, so that's why we're doing this. Generation 4 is gray. You always felt that you were different. While the rest of your family was busy messing around in the lab, you just wanted to be outside playing basketball. You're very good at sports and you dream of becoming a professional athlete. To make up for your non-existent relationship with your parents, you want to be there for your own children as much as possible. Oh, and you love to sing. Traits: active slob music lover. Aspiration: bodybuilder. Career: athlete. Rules: master singing, parenting, and athletic skills. Master athletic career and complete bodybuilder aspiration. Have 3 failed relationships before finding spouse. Marry a neat sim. A neat is a trait in The Sims, but I don't know how we're gonna do that. Maybe we're gonna find someone who loves to clean and someone who hates like dirty things or something. Be good friends with all your children. Have family movie night with your spouse and children every Sunday. I feel like the thing for me when I'm doing like these type of legacy challenge with rules, the thing that's really good because I'm the type of person who would feel bad about picking like rude introduction or something in The Sims. Okay, I'm also the type of person when I'm playing Planet Coaster, I would take away, like I would make the drinks free and then like make them pay for bathrooms and like trap them in the road. I don't know, I'm a very conflicting person, or I would like craft just like the worst roller coaster and make them stuck on it. I apologize to all my people in Planet Coaster, but when I'm like making choices in The Sims, I always go for the safe route. Like I never pick the one that's like weird or dramatic. So I'm excited about like legacy challenges where I can do something that is not something I would typically do. Okay, Generation 5, Plum. You've always been good at anything you tried. It's hard to choose a career, so why not try a few? You'll work as a doctor for much of your life, but as an adult realize that your true dream is to become a professional dancer. You quit your job and join the entertainer career. Basically, you're an indecisive oddball. Traits: genius, non-committal, dance machine. Aspiration: Renaissance sim. Career: fast food, entertainer, and doctor. Rules: master dance and 2 other skills of your choosing. Achieve at least level 8 in 6 skills. Complete Renaissance sim aspiration. Get divorced and then later remarry to the same sim. Must live in at least 3 different worlds over the course of your life. Okay, Generation 6. I think when I was playing, I sort of stopped at Generation 4, which is kind of sad because we didn't even get through halfway, but I had a lot of fun. But then I just kind of got bored later on because I had so much thought I wanted to talk about, but I have no one to talk about it. So yeah, that's my situation. But now I'll have you guys to talk about it. Generation 5, Plum. You've always been good. Oh, we already read it. Okay, Generation 6, Orange. You are the black sheep of your family, parentheses, but with orange hair. Oh, I love that. Okay. And you were raised in a hectic household. You've always wanted to cause mayhem, but you're just really bad at being evil. You enjoy breaking into your neighbors' houses and eating their food. You really love baking and spend the majority of your spare time eating sweets. Traits: evil, self-assured, glutton. Aspiration: public enemy. Career: criminal. Oh, I love that because there is actually like some sort of thing related to criminals when you can like do professions in Inzoi, so I'm excited about it. Rules: master baking and charisma skills, master criminal career, and complete public enemy aspiration. Must live in a neat TLC apartment for entire young adult life. Have twins, but only those 2 children. You may cheat for this. Okay, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this in Inzoi. That's something I have to look it up, but we'll probably find out. Insist on being evil. Claim to be criminal mastermind, but nobody believes you, not even your own children. I love this, honestly. That's actually kind of fun. I'm excited. I've never played through Orange. Generation 7, we have Pink. You grew up poor and are living paycheck to paycheck, working in the business career, just as your parents did. You long to write romance novels, but are too afraid to quit your steady job to follow your dreams. You're very practical, and you know the chances of making it as a writer are slim, so you stay working at your 9 to 5. As an adult, you finally decide to pursue your dreams. You're a hopeless romantic, but your flirty nature makes it nearly impossible to find love. Okay, why are these all future generations so much fun? Now I'm like kind of thinking if we cannot do it in Inzoi, I kind of want to go back to The Sims and do it. But like that's actually really fun. I missed out on all these. And I actually didn't know that there were this twist happening in the Legacy Challenge that apparently the first few generations were still kind of rich and then these generations are no longer like that. That's actually really fun, like because real life is probably kind of like this, that things change depends on generations. Okay, I don't know. Traits: neat, flirty, creative. Aspiration: best-selling author. Career: business. Rules: complete postcard collection. Master writing and wellness skills. Complete best-selling author aspiration. Have a well-maintained garden. Quit day job as an adult to pursue dreams. Midlife crisis much. I love this. Wait, Generation 8, Peach. Your mother always taught her to follow her dreams. You've always wanted to be a detective. You've always wanted to become a comedian. Well, dang it, you can do both. Detective by day, comedian by night. You can do anything you set your mind to. This is actually kind of wholesome. Traits: foodie, lazy, goofball. Aspiration: joke star. Career: detective. Rules: marry a co-worker. Must play an instrument. Master gourmet cooking and comedy skills. Master detective career. Must live in a different world than the one she was raised. Okay, we could do that because there are 2 available cities in Inzoi so far. Generation 9, we have Green. You were caught hacking by a major tech company that then offered you a position in their firm. You are dedicated to your work, but that doesn't stop you from going out and having a good time. You're the kind of person that will be at a party at 3 a.m. and then work at 6 a.m. Okay, she's gonna be lacking sleep. Traits: squeamish, nerd, cheerful. Aspiration: computer wits. Career: tech guru. Rules: master mixology, video gaming, and programming skills. Master tech guru career and complete computer wits aspiration. Must accept every invitation to parties, outings with your friends. Have at least 5 good friends and 5 enemies. Cool. Now moving on to the last generation. Generation 10, Blue. You have the perfect life. White picket fence, loving spouse, beautiful children, but why do you still want more? You have a one-time secret affair and will regret it for the rest of your life? Afterward, you pour your soul into raising your children and fixing your marriage. You never admit the affair to anyone and dedicate your life to being the perfect mother. Interesting. Traits: gloomy, perfectionist, family-oriented. Aspiration: super parent. Career: critic. Rules: adopt at least 1 child. Master the photography, cooking, and parenting skills. Master critique career and complete super parent aspiration. Must marry high school sweetheart and stay with them until you die. Have a one-time secret affair. Okay, the marrying high school sweetheart is, I don't know how hard it's gonna be because I don't think Well, I think we get to meet our classmate and stuff in Inzoi, but the thing is, I heard that people in Inzoi age really quickly. I don't know if that's true because I don't know. So maybe we're gonna have very limited time to bond with our high school sweetheart, but we'll see what happens. And hopefully, like the progression and everything in the game works well. Otherwise, we won't be able to do the legacy challenge. But fingers crossed that we're gonna be able to complete it this time around. I am really excited about this because that will be the first time ever I might be able to complete a legacy challenge, which is something that I always wanted to do. But yeah, I think that would be it for this video. If I haven't done building the Zoi, you're gonna see me build the Zoi until I'm done. If not, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in episode 1. Bye!